Hi there, I'm Lyndon Thorpe. I'm an embodiment mentor, meditation teacher, mindful educator, and so on. You perhaps know me, and if you don't, good to meet you. Today is Lodestone lunch. We're trying to go live, but we're not having so much success. And it may be because I'm in the middle of a storm in Japan. It's been quite hairy for the last hour or so, big thunder lightning storm. It might be to do with that. Anyway, my lovely assistant Natasha is trying to sort it out. And in the meantime, I thought I'd get started, and then at least we'll be able to post this video recording if we can't go live. But I think we can go live to YouTube. So let's do that at least, or try to. No, doesn't look as if it's working. No, okay. Well, I'm going to get started. Okay, this is Lodestone Lunch. I'm the creator of Lodestone. It's a digital product. It's an audio transmission, and it really transforms your mind. The problem in today's world, and that's why I'm calling coaches and educators and so on here to this lunchtime meeting. The problem is everybody's in their mind. They're trapped in their mind. And this means we're finding burnout everywhere, lots of strange syndromes, when really, if we were properly embodied, then the mind would just be a tool. The mind is a great tool, but it's not the only tool. And I'm really lucky to have experienced many other tools in my life through meditation, through my indigenous wisdom connections, through my Buddhist pathway. So I'm here to guide you and to help you to become embodied. Yeah. Embodiment is not something you can read about. It's not something you can study. No, they are not mental things at all. Embodiment is purely about experience. You can only know embodiment or rub shoulders with embodiment if you've experienced it. And all the reading and writing and talking in the world will never give you that experience. You have to go there, you have to do it. And that's what my Lodestone product is all about. It's an audio transmission. It happens over 30 days, and you practice every day for 30 minutes. And by the end of that time, you start to get in touch with your true nature, which many of us have become distanced from. And that means you start to rewire your mind. And you start to realize there are many other tools. So to begin with, I'd like to give you just a short presentation until we get our live streaming fixed, which my lovely Natasha is working on right now. So I'll just go ahead, give you a short presentation, and we can get things sorted out. So just 1 minute. Okay, should be able to share now. Oh, now what's happening here? Oh dear. God. Here, just a moment. I'm trying to find the sharing button. Where is that? Usually it's here. Oh, there we are. Okay, good. Okay. So let me just give you a little indication of what I'm talking about. If my screen sharing is working. Desktop share. Okay, sorry about this. Oh, okay. I can't see my desktop. So, a minute. Sorry, this is terrible. We're having some real problems here with, oh, here we are. Okay, maybe I can access my slides here. Okay, yeah, here we go. So let me just give you a short presentation. Every Friday at night tea, I run something called a Lodestone Q&A. And it really is a wonderful 45 minutes. I've got two regular guests called Dr. Muhiba Jamusi and Ebishila Diet Spiv. And they are both coaches, transformation coaches with different perspectives. And so the three of us work together to really look at what embodiment is. And I explain what my product can do. So I'd like to just show you this presentation, and it's called What is Embodiment? How can it solve our self-leadership problems? Now, this all came about because Dr. Jamusi gave a presentation on another platform that we all belong to about leadership. And this platform offers many leadership trails, if you like. It's called Women's Business Connect Global. So yeah, please go and find it if you don't know it. Because of that, I got really inspired about leadership. And the fact is that many leaders are failing, and the whole thing is falling apart, it seems to me, because people are not leading themselves. In other words, they're not embodied, and they're performing. Many leaders are simply performing. Yeah. And then we get imposter syndrome because the outside aspect of that leader and the inside don't match. So in the inside, this person is cringing because it feels like an imposter. And so the team starts to break apart. So before we can really talk about leadership properly, we have to look at self-leadership. You will agree, you can't lead others until you lead yourself. But the problem is, in the last 2 decades, leadership has become a kind of industry. People just talk about it all the time. It's very strongly connected to mindset and mindset shifting. And as I mentioned earlier, the mind is great, but it's only one tool. And if we're going to be really human and really embodied and really effective, then we need more tools from the body. Yeah. So that's how this all came about. Let me just move to the next slide, if I can. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me just go back a little bit. Oh, we've got a very irritating little annotator there. Okay, let's go back here. So what is embodiment? Well, yeah, there are some questions, and I started my presentation with these questions. Why is leadership still treated as a purely mental or strategic skill in most institutions? Yeah, we see it all the time. We see leaders providing 20 ways to do this and 5 strategies to deal with this problem and so on. But they're all mind strategies or mind activities, resources. Okay. And when I talk to coaches about this, they start to list concepts and they say, yes, embodiment. But I say, but well, how do you teach embodiment? Oh, well, we define it, we look at the different parts of it. So I said, well, do you experience it? And I was met by stunned silence. as I mentioned at the beginning of my talk, embodiment is not something you can read about. It's not something you can get an MA in. It's different for each human being, and there are 8 billion of us with different DNA. It's different according to your culture, your creed, your gender, your age, your relationship to diversity, your inclusion. All of these things impact your embodiment. And it is, above all, a unique experience for each human being. So therefore, it's really difficult to talk about it. And that's why I created my Lodestone product, because it doesn't define it. It simply talks in transmission terms. So I transmit through audio means my method, which is received in meditative state. So you're really blocking out the visual field and you're really in your body. And we work on the breath, detecting vibrations, which is outer body listening, whole body listening, which tones up the vagus nerve and the spine. These are the three aspects that Lodestone 1 approaches. Lodestone 2 is in progress, and even Lodestone 3. But Lodestone 1 is really the principal product. So yes, why is leadership treated as a purely mental or intellectual thing? And what is self-leadership, and why is it so important? Let's move on. So yeah, leadership seems to be dominated by mindset and performance models. And, hate to say it, men. Yeah. Men are recognized as the best leaders so far, and they dominate, and they do many things that women don't do, prefer not to do. And really, it's when we talk about burnout, we're talking about a disconnection from your body and your soul. To be a leader, presence is the most important thing people are beginning to recognize. But to be present, you need a real balance between your body, your spirit, and your mind. And being just in your mind will not do it. No, it will not solve the problem. So if you want to escape or avoid burnout and imposter syndrome and money guilt and all of these nasty syndromes that are appearing, then first of all, you've got to get reconnected with body and mind, not soul. Sorry, spirit, not soul so much, but spirit. Soul is rather religious. I prefer the word spirit. And yeah, we can't lead others from a fractured or exhausted state. And yeah, I've experienced being led by people who are burnt out and they don't know it. And I recognized it. They're completely disconnected from their body and their spirit. So these are the problems we're dealing with when we look at embodiment. So if we have to define it, then I would define it as living in alignment with our felt sense and our inner wisdom. So it's all about feeling. So people are talking about EQ, and that's great. That's a step in the right direction. But there's a danger there with EQ because people will start to express their emotions too vividly, and that will lead to more and more problems within the workplace and within teams. So we have to moderate that expression. And if we're truly embodied, we can. Yeah. So embodiment is presence, here and now, integrity, complete transparency, and complete honesty with your team, and congruence. So in other words, what you feel inside, you act outside. If there's a mismatch between your inner life and your outer life, then of course you're going to start getting really cut down the middle. You're going to get divided from yourself. They have to be congruent, and therefore a good leader knows his or her values intimately, and they can match those values with what they are prescribing for others. Oops, okay. Something's happening here. We're jumping around a bit. Okay. And then finally, it's much, much, much more than mindset. Yeah. It's about being versus doing. Yeah, today's leadership model is all about doing, how much you can do, how many hours you can work, how many dollars you can save, this kind of thing. But really, embodiment is about being and presence. And a good leader knows how to do that and has a charisma because they're constantly present. Okay. Okay, let's go on. We've got a little bit of interference here. Okay. So let's just look at some of the possibilities here. Okay. So what are the symptoms of disembodiment? Well, yeah, burnout cycles, imposter syndrome, numbing or dissociation, money guilt and shame, and finally, responsibility suicide. And I'm afraid I know quite a lot about that because it's very common in Japan. In 2024, more than 2,000 people took their own lives because they felt they had too much responsibility and because their values didn't match what they were being forced to do in their job setting. And here in Japan, we have very, very strict business methods and salarymen, as they're called, really have to work 16 hours a day. They have to be totally devoted to their company or their corporation, and they cannot take a day off, hardly. And they completely separate and eventually completely separated from their true nature. And yeah, people are trying to be leaders all the time. It's easy to see how that is just not going to work, isn't it? We're not strong enough. But if we become embodied in our leadership, then we need to put very little effort in there. And sometimes you see this photo here, leaders are suffering from inflammation, and inflammation is caused by stress. It's also caused by age. It accounts for more than 60% of human deaths with cardiovascular problems, diabetes, and cancer. Cancer is an inflammation disease. So if you get really stressed, of course, then there's the addiction problem. People smoke and drink and do worse. The inflammation ripples through all your cells and you crumble. Yeah. So yes, we can see here, I've got two examples. We've got Morgan on the left. He's disembodied. He's rushed, reactive, talks over other people, doesn't listen properly, ignores emotional tone in the room. So, he can't cope with people's emotions. He prioritizes speed over presence. And his style of leadership is based on urgency, not on clarity. Whereas our female leader, Sue, let's look at his his somatic clues first. Yeah, he's got a tight jaw, darting eyes, doesn't make eye contact easily, shallow breathing, anxious laughter, distracted and ungrounded energy, and poor posture, and probably a weak and strident voice. Now, we can see his counterpart there, who is embodied. Yeah, she's called Kai. She's grounded, present, breath aware. She opens a space for calm and clarity. She leads by example, not by pressure. And she regulates team energy through tone. The somatic clues, relaxed posture, deep, paced breathing, eye contact and presence, and resonant, warm, well-modulated voice. Not difficult to see the difference. So here is a chart of all those things. We can see, Morgan, body awareness, minimal, dissociated, whereas Kai is using sensation to guide her decisions. The impact of leadership, Morgan is inconsistent. He makes the team burn out as well as himself, and he gives unclear directions, whereas Kai builds trust, has a calming influence, and therefore her style is much more sustainable. We can see there are also very prominent differences in the way they communicate. Yeah, Morgan performs his authority. He's defensive or withdrawn under stress, whereas Kai communicates calmly, naturally, with presence and pause. So there are many differences in their somatic forward presenting symptoms and characteristics. So embodiment really matters because it regulates our nervous system. It connects us to intuition and purpose. And above all, it builds true resilience and presence. Now, people think resilience is something we develop in the mind. Not so. No. Resilience comes from the nervous system, and very often you're born with poor resilience or strong resilience. That is supported by your health, your physical health, and so on. But it's nothing to do with the mind. No, you can't think into resilience. You have to embody it. So, leadership is all about how we show up, as we keep hearing. It's how we show up, not just what we say. And if we are disembodied and we are really expressing ourselves so badly and negatively, of course, how can we lead other people? Yeah. So in my practice and my products, I show embodiment and leadership training. I manage it. And I've got three actually, events going on inside LinkedIn. Lodestone Lunch on a Monday. I've got also Lodestone Q&A on a Friday. And then I'm just launching Lodestone Inside. And this, in fact, is a corporate venture. It takes my Lodestone product and my somatic embodiment techniques into companies, into corporations, and hopefully will provide support for those who are truly burning out and are too proud, if you like, or too embarrassed to admit that. So there's lots of money around for mindful training within companies, but it's not being spent because people are too proud to admit they have problems, and the wellness programs that are provided do not provide support for individuals. They're group activities, and on the whole, the response to them, I've researched them quite deeply across a range of companies, is very poor. So these companies need Lodestone, and I'm going to really make sure they know about it. So yeah, body, spirit, mind integration, that must be at your center. Corporate trainings are really missing this foundation, and we need embodied leaders who model self-leadership first. So, Lodestone, yeah, my 30-day transformational journey is all about embodied self-leadership, and it's designed to restore nervous system balance and to reveal your true nature so you can get back in touch with yourself. It combines neuroscience, ancient wisdom, and spiritual embodiment to guide you back to natural alignment. And so it includes and consists of 30 guided audio sessions, daily invitations, body scan assessments, and free consultation to discuss the next steps, and a beautifully illustrated companion ebook. How can you get it? Well, if you look below this window, you'll find a link to be able to explore it. And it's a digital product, so it's instantly available. Oh, okay. And finally, yes, I am a partner with Zinzino, which is a natural health company. It provides natural products and blood tests. So at the beginning of the journey, the Zinzino journey, I will encourage you to do a blood test and then to start taking balance oils and continue with the 30-day transformation. And these two things together work beautifully. Yes, I've got some great results from this. Oh, here we are, my Lodestone. And by the way, a Lodestone is a compass, but it's rock. It's magnetite rock, and it still exists in the world. And it used to be the way navigators on the ocean with no stars or sun or moon visible used to find their way, and also desert travelers in sandstorms. So it's magnetic rock. And in fact, we have traces, crystals of magnetite here in our pineal gland, which makes us able to recognize true north. Yeah. There are many things, many fascinating things about the Lodestone. Yeah, so please come and join us on a Friday. Dr. Muhiba Jamusi, my dear colleague, and also another colleague, Ebby Sheila Dietz-Spiff, both join me every week, and we have the most wonderful discussions. And these presentations are made by Dr. Jamusi on Women Business Connect. So join us every Wednesday. We need to find out how to get an invitation. Mail me if you'd like to be invited. I can get you in as a guest. So, final reflection. What could the world look like if every leader knew how to listen to their body, to ground their spirit, and to lead from wholeness? It would be wonderful, I think. Let me stop sharing. Thank you so much. It appears we could not for some reason, but never mind. We will put this video out very soon, and by next week we'll have sorted out how to go live to LinkedIn. I think there's some storm problem here, but anyway, don't worry, we'll find out. Well, thanks so much. I'm Lyndon Thorpe. This is Lodestone Lunch, and I'll be seeing you next week. I'm here every Monday at 12:30, so please come and join me. The registration link will be underneath. This is a Zoom session, but we want to go live to LinkedIn as well, which hopefully we'll do next week. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you got something out of this. Of course, if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment box below the window, and I'll get back to you straight away. And if you'd like to be a live guest in Lodestone Q&A on Friday with my 2 colleagues and me, please DM me. I can send you an invite link. And if you'd like to join us on Women's Business Connect on Wednesday, please DM me and I'll introduce you to the group, be able to attend and see what wonderful presentations we have. Thank you so much. Get in touch if I can help you at all. Thank you. Bye-bye for now. Natasha, are you there? I don't know what happened there. Oh,
Yes, I'm here.
oh, there you are. Oh, well, I just don't know what happened. It's gone. The whole live potential. Hi, there you are. Great. Yeah, it's disappeared. We can't go live for some reason. Now, why is that? I checked it
I don't know.
yesterday.
And I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go off so that it doesn't affect your session. So that was why I
Right.
left it.
Right. Well, maybe can you spend a bit of time trying to sort it out so we can get
Yeah,
it?
I would have to log out and log in and find out what was the issue. But you were sure you saw it because I don't know if Zoom live stream to LinkedIn, but I know of YouTube.
But we used to, don't you remember? We tried it many times for the events, and it's the same contract. I've got that same contract until December.
Next
No,
year.
until next year.
Okay.
It's the same contract.
Next year.
So
Okay, I will
something.
check again.
Thank you. So please do. And hopefully we can go live next week. In the meantime, I'll download the video and maybe we can put it out later and put a few things underneath it and so on. Okay. Are you there? You've gone. You've gone. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll speak to you later. I'll deal with the
Okay.
video and I'll let you have it. Please, if you can sort this out, that would be great.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
great. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.